self-expressive and passionate. Something about Mars, easy to talk to, getting sleep. Something about autumn, fall. Okay, so I know all y'all got your questions written down. I know you did. You got your questions written down. Good. Because we're going to do this real quick. And we're going to do it right. And I'm going to know if it's going to be done right. Because if I get double cards, that means you didn't write down your questions and it's not clear. So you better, or I'm going to stop doing that. Because I just started doing that. I just started doing that whole yes and no thing. Like, I usually do it with the pendulum. But like I said, I don't have my altar and all my stuff out. So, yeah, I got feeling delay survival ideas. Kind. A water sign, Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio. So I know y'all wrote down your questions this time because last time you didn't. It was fair, and I kept getting. So if I keep doing that, I'm gonna just not do the yes and no. I'm just gonna do the pendulum thing one time, and that's it. Because the cards are different. Okay, I've got to flip the cards and shuffle the cards. And you see my arm? Because I was attacked by a pit. Yeah, my life was freaking threatened. And not here. Okay, and those people should feel lucky that they're dealing with someone like me in the first place. But, you know, it's funny, the truth always comes out in the end, especially when you do bad people wrong. Bad intent to return to sender times 7. Because, I don't know if you know this, but with any kind of personal injury, there's no statute of limitation. Just to let you know. Especially if you fear for your life and your things. I'm just letting you know. So here we go. We got 3 questions. You're going to say yes and no to. Okay, 3 freaking questions. Say yes and no. And that's it. First question. Mind's eye. Ready? Here we go. You did not write down your question. Someone did write down their freaking question. So I'm going off this. Yes. This is the real deal. Your efforts bear fruit. Yes. This is the real deal. Your efforts bear fruit. A second card came out with that. To the first question. And I'm going to take that as the second question. And it was no. Starved for attention, empty promises, voided. No to your second question. Third question. No. Having blind spots. What you see isn't real. Maybe I don't know, maybe you have a lot of questions about things you should just ask about. And for some reason I don't know, I'm just like, I'm getting this feeling of like synthetic. Yeah. Something about synthetic something about watch out for, no, this is to your third question, but watch out for your blind spots when you go driving. Always look over your shoulder. Don't depend on your mirrors or your cameras. Those are just like backup tools, but do not depend on those. Always look over your shoulder. And I feel like if it's not that, then you are always looking over your shoulder, Pisces, because you did someone wrong and you did this, whatever magic, whatever you've done, whatever you allowed to happen. Okay. I don't know. But no. So let's verify your first question. Verify the first question, Spirit. I'm going to take this. So the first question, there was a yes and a no. But then no came out again. Okay. And I put it as a second question. So no could be, I think this is your second question. Learn from your experience in your old ways. No longer work. Learn from your experiences in your old ways. They no longer work. They no longer work. Okay, that shit no longer works. Okay, so for your first question, we got a yes. Valuable experience, worth your time and profit. Okay. And your third question, we got no. Unfinished business, loose ends, feel restless. Yeah, I feel like you need to tie up some business or make right with some people and count your blessings. I feel like because you messed with the wrong person, and you have yet to reap your karma. Because you treat people how you want to be treated. Period. And like I said, personal injury, there's no statute of limitation. Especially when it comes to being taken out of your trade completely. And not being able to make a living from it. Which people get their licenses for, is to make a living from it. For those unlicensed people that are operating mechanics, hair, with no licenses, you wouldn't understand that. You didn't go to school. You didn't take your certifications. You wouldn't understand what it takes. So why would you think? Yes, it is legit if someone has a license. If they get paid for the work they do. Okay? And that is the message. Please don't use plastic or paper straws and paper wrappings. They sink to the bottom, creating an undercurrent of warmth through the Atlantic Ocean. And then now we're having icebergs melt. And it's creating problems for indigenous people to hunt and survive in even places like Alaska, which is in the States. And how's that humane? You know what I mean? Instead of a 10-minute drink with a straw, why don't you drink your drink there and then throw the cup away? Or why don't you use an edible straw with a sip cup? I just feel like I'm channeling right now, like a lot of people are going to get their comeuppance. It's just not time yet. I feel like a lot of people are going to get their comeuppance for what they've done wrong to earth angels and starseeds when they knew they could have did the right thing. And, you know, if you're atheist, I said, I posted this, like, if you're atheist, best believe the government and you're on welfare or whatever, the government is God. Okay? Keep that in mind. Best believe the government is God. And could be karma if they wanted to. They could do whatever they want, their government, right? But I feel like someone watching is going to get their comeuppance. I feel like a rise of passion flaring up in their gut right now. But if anything happens to me or my stuff, I'm covered. It doesn't even matter. It's just not the right time for me and my personal situation right now. But I'm like that close. Let's just put it that way. Into making the wrong right with every single situation out there. So please do not mess with my things, my items. Do not have bad intent or return to sender, because I feel all your negative energy and I'm waving it back at you as the high priestess came in reverse. You're getting it back 7 times a billion fold. In bad karma, in worse ways you can never imagine. And that's just karmic. It's not me. It's not. It's the divine. It's the universe. It's the cycle of life. It's the way you treat people. You treat your mom the way you want. You treat someone else's. You should treat someone else's mom or person, any person, the way you want your mom to be treated. Yeah. I feel like you really mess with the wrong person. And you're like gonna have your ass handed to you in a paper cup by the collective. This person. Definitely. Especially if they keep running their mouths. I feel like they run their mouth a lot. I feel like they have no filter. And they run their mouth a lot. And I feel like if they keep doing that, it's definitely just gonna, that person's just gonna do the right thing. And it's not a matter of even, it's a promise. There's no threats or anything. It's just a promise. It's the right thing. And that's why you should always do the right thing, because your past will always haunt you. And that's the truth. That's one thing my mother did tell me when I was young, and that I did appreciate in advice. Be careful what you do, because your past will always haunt you. As my grandfather told me that I could turn the bad into good when I was 11, and it just kind of resonated with me. But yeah, you definitely mess with the wrong person. Collective is not the person to mess with. And your comeuppance, I feel like your stomach's always going to be in knots, because you never know what's gonna happen and when it's gonna happen. And if anything happens to that person's property or things or anything, it's going to be way worse. Your karma, like way worse. Because what is right, and what is wrong is wrong. And that's a promise. And that's message.